Welcome to Cross-Border Retirement Secrets for Canadian Workers in the U.S., your definitive guide to building a secure retirement when you've worked across both sides of the border. Whether you've earned income in a U.S. 401k or IRA, contributed to Canada's CPP or OS, or paid into U.S. Social Security, this deep dive will help you unlock the benefits of your binational career. Let's begin. At the heart of U.S. Canada cross-border retirement lies the Totalization Agreement, in place since 1984. Its primary purpose is to prevent you from paying into both U.S. Social Security and Canada's CPP and QPP for the same work and to allow you to totalize pension credits earned in both countries to meet eligibility thresholds. Why this matters? In the U.S., you need 40 Social Security quarters, about 10 years, to qualify for retirement benefits. In Canada, CPP requires minimal contributions, only 1 year. However, OAS demands at least 10 years of Canadian residence after age 18, or 20 years if you live outside Canada when benefits begin. If you don't meet the threshold in one system, your credits from the other can help you qualify. However, they won't increase the actual benefit amount, just help you meet the eligibility criteria. Paying the right contributions, avoiding double taxation. Without the treaty, you'd contribute twice into two systems on the same income. The treaty clarifies which system applies when. If your Canadian employer sends you to work in the U.S. for under 5 years, you continue contributing to CPP/QPP. If it's over 5 years, you switch to U.S. Social Security. Likewise, a U.S. employer sending a Canadian employee to the U.S. for less than 5 years must pay into CPP. If the period exceeds 5 years, Social Security applies. For self-employed workers, you contribute to the system of your residence. This saves you from duplicate payroll taxes and ensures your contributions go toward the proper retirement system. When it's time to retire, you can receive each country's benefits separately. U.S. Social Security. If your U.S. credits fall short, Canada's CPP and QPP credits can help fill the gap. Your benefit is calculated based on your U.S. earnings only, then reduced to account for borrowed CPP credits. CPP and QPP requires only 1 year of contributions. If you don't have enough Canadian work history, U.S. Social Security credits can be counted. OAS. Canada considers U.S. Social Security credit periods as residency time, but only if you've lived in Canada for at least 1 year after age 18. You can receive both U.S. Social Security and CPP or OAS simultaneously. However, be aware of the U.S. Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, which may reduce your U.S. benefit if you also receive a pension from non-Social Security-covered Canadian work. Taxation of U.S. plan withdrawals in Canada. If you've accumulated funds in U.S. retirement plans, for 401k, IRA, Roth, it's important to know how each behaves when you move back to Canada. Traditional 401k and IRA withdrawals are taxable in both countries. The U.S. will withhold 15 to 30% taxes, reduced under the treaty, and Canada will tax the full amount as ordinary income, including withholding. Roth IRA. Canada does not recognize its tax-free status. Distributions may be taxed unless you qualify for treaty relief or meet U.S. holding requirements. Rollover to RRSP/RRIF, introduced in June 2024. This permits a direct rollover from U.S. plans to Canadian registered accounts without affecting your RRSP contribution room. This allows continued tax deferral inside Canada. If you withdraw without a rollover, a 10% early withdrawal penalty, if under age 59 and a half, may apply, along with normal tax obligations. Canadian residents working in the U.S. can still contribute to an RRSP if they have available room, up to 18% of the previous year's Canadian income. This allows tax deferral in Canada and lets you diversify your retirement assets across both countries. Medicare and healthcare considerations. The Totalization Agreement covers only pension systems, not healthcare. Medicare eligibility is tied to U.S. Social Security credits. CPP contributions do not count toward Medicare. If you're a green card holder moving back to Canada, spending more than 6 months outside the U.S. may affect your Medicare enrollment. Lapsed enrollment can lead to higher premiums if you later return. Strategic planning tips. To maximize your cross-border retirement, track your Social Security and CPP credits early. You need at least 6 U.S. credits to take advantage of totalization. Time your U.S. retirement plan transfers carefully. Use the RRSP rollover rules to defer tax and avoid penalties. Understand WEP and GPO. If you receive employer pensions from Canadian work that didn't cover U.S. Social Security, your U.S. benefit may be reduced. Refer to SSA Publication 05100045. Coordinate with advisors. Cross-border taxation involves multiple treaties and forms. Professional guidance helps avoid costly mistakes. Meet Robin. Robin is a Canadian living in Michigan on a U.S. work permit. She contributed to Social Security and a 401k for 5 years. Later, she moved back to Halifax and opened a job-based RRSP. She transferred her 401k to an RRSP/RRIF under the 2024 rollover rules, avoiding U.S. early withdrawal penalties. At age 65, she claims, U.S. Social Security qualifies through her 5 quarters and totalized CPP credits. CPP and OAS qualifies through Canadian contributions and residency. Medicare qualifies through full U.S. quarter credits. This approach preserved tax deferral, avoided dual taxation, and delivered benefits from both countries, all thanks to precise cross-border planning. As of January 2025, the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and Government Pension Offset, GPO, have been fully repealed. This means your U.S. Social Security benefit will no longer be reduced due to receiving CPP or QPP pensions. Retroactive adjustments may even be available back to early 2024. This change alone can significantly increase your monthly retirement income. Revisiting rollovers. The 60J rule. A 60J rollover allows you to transfer a lump sum from a U.S. plan into an RRSP or RRIF without using any contribution room. But there are caveats. Watch for the 30% U.S. withholding. Be mindful of the 10% early withdrawal penalty if you're under 59 and a half. Ensure you have enough Canadian tax payable in the same year to absorb the income. Splitting large transfers over multiple years can help manage the tax impact. Special note: Roth IRAs and Roth 401(k)s. These are not automatically tax-free in Canada. You must make a special election by April 30th following immigration for them to qualify for treaty treatment. Without it, earnings may be taxed annually in Canada. Provincial and state-level tax considerations. Some U.S. states, such as California, do not honor the Canada U.S. RRSP treaty. They may tax gains inside your RRSP annually. Canadian provinces also vary in how they treat U.S. Social Security income. These regional tax rules can impact your location decisions and income timing. Final thoughts. Cross-border retirement doesn't have to be complex or costly. With the Canada U.S. Totalization Agreement and tax treaty provisions, your binational work history can be your greatest retirement asset. But success requires careful planning. Monitor your credits. Use rollover rules effectively. Be aware of WEP/GPO implications. Consult with cross-border tax and financial advisors. By staying informed and proactive, you can confidently retire on both ends of the border, maximizing benefits, reducing penalties, and achieving peace of mind across 2 systems.